of Zion, let us call the tribes to worship the Most High on this solemn day. Blow trumpet. Tribes to the east. Yawasa.
Yawasa.
Banyanyan.
Dan.
Shemai. Yasharala. Yahweh. Alahainawa. Yahweh. Akkad. South Perth. Blow trumpets. Light of Zion, let us call the tribe to the south. Shemaiah. Yashakar. Zabalawan. Blow trumpets. Light of Zion, let us call the tribes to the south. Gad. Ashar. Naphtali. Shemai. Yasharala. Yahweh. Alahainawa. Yahweh. Akkad. South Perth. Blow trumpet. Light of Zion, let us call the tribes to the north. Woban. Yahweh. Lord Yah. Here, O Israel, Yah is our power, Yah is one. The Ten Commandments in the Hebrew. Repeat after me. La. Yahaya.
Laka.
Alahaya. La. Saisha. Laka. Asal. Shum. Yahweh. Zakar. Hayamo. Ashabat. Akwadash. Ambad. Abaga. Amaka. La'a. Sanakazak. La'a. Sana'ab. La'a. Saganab. La'a. Faino. Shafo. La'a. Sakamai. Tov. Asherah. Nara'ai. Hashem. Amashiach. Yahushai. Tawada. Samyad. Amon.
Yeah. Ten Commandments in English. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High, thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other power before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High, thy power, and jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High thy power in vain. For the Most High will not hold in guilt as I take of his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall I labor and do all that work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Most High thy power. In it thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Most High made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Most High blessed the Sabbath day and holiday. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee. Thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Bahashem Mashak Yawasha, the water of Yad, Aman.
Amen. Psalm 121, repeat the Hebrew. Anashah, Anekanya, Ayarom, Ma'ayan, Yahweh, Aizoria, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemaiah, Waharataza, Yanathan, Lamawat, Regalia, Alon, Shamaria, Ana, Yala'a, Nalom, Wala'a, Yashun, Shashawama, Yashura, Yahweh, Shamaria, Yahweh, Tazalia, Menyanya, Yad, Yashamash, Yala'a, Akaya, Bayamon, Wala'a, Alabana, Walahaya, Yahweh, Ashamaria, Makol, Rai, Ashama, Napashia, Yahweh, Shamaria, Awalakya, Wabawakya, Mahaisa, Wa'ai, I will long, Bahashem, Amashiach, Yahawashai, Sawada, Samyad, Aman.
Psalm 121. I will lift up my eyes to the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Most High, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall not slumber nor sleep. The Most High is thy keeper, the Most High is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Most High shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Most High shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Bahashem Mashak Yawasha, the water of Yad, Aman.
Psalm 133. Shaya, Amahaiwa, Ladawad, Ana, Ma, Tawa, Wama, Nayom, Shabbat, Akyam, Dom, Yakad, Hashaman, Atawa, Arahash, Yarad, Zakwan, Aharon, Shayarak, Paya, Manawatwa, Kato, Shayarak, Araya, Kaya, Sham, Azawa, Yahweh, Ayam, I will long, Hashem, Amashiach, Yahawashai, Sawada, Samyad, Aman. Psalm 133 in English.
Psalm 133. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Most High commanded the blessing and life forevermore. Bahashem Mashak Yawasha, the water of Yad, Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew would be after me. Abanawa, Shabashemaya, Wadash, Ayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Sabah, Ayah, Isham, Barakaza, Hawa, Ayah, Bashmaya, Maya and Hawa.
Maya and Hawa.
Saiwan.
Abo. Shana. Mayan.
Rai.
Kaya. Laka.
Amalakwa.
Malakwa.
Wahala.
Wansai Laibulami. Bahashim. Mashiach. Yahushua. Sawada. God. Amen. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 9. After this manner therefore pray, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, that will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. For if you forgive men their trespasses, the Holy Father will also forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Hashem, Amashak Yahushua, the water from Yad. Amen.
Someone to the praise. Praise ye the Most High.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Most High in sanctuary.
Hallelujah.
Praise him in the firmament of his power.
Hallelujah.
Praise him for his mighty acts.
Hallelujah.
Praise him according to his excellent greatness.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the sound of the trumpet.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the psaltery and harp.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the timbrel and dance.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the string instruments and organ.
Hallelujah.
Praise him upon the loud cymbals.
Hallelujah.
Praise him upon the high sounding cymbals.
Hallelujah.
Everything that has breath, praise the Most High.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Praise ye the Most High. Bahashem, Amashiach Yahushua. Sawada Samyad. You shall be seated. Ashar Sukkot. Ashar Sukkot. Happy Feast of Tabernacles. Today, why are we here today? Go ahead, brother. Why are we here today? Why are we here today? What is the purpose of us gathering together today? What is the purpose? Because before we start, Colossians 3:17. Remember, there is a reason for everything, right? There is a reason for everything. Let's see the reason we gather here today.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17.
Read.
And whatsoever ye do in word or deed,
So God commands us that everything that we are doing, read,
do all in the name of the Idol One, Amashak Yahushua.
we must do it in the name of Hamashiach, read.
Give it thanks to Yahweh and the Abba by him.
While we are giving thanks to the Most High, who is also a so-called black man like us. Why are we here today? Psalm 120 verse 1. Let's see how David felt when they, by the way, my name is Yakanan. I am currently substituting for Captain Kadash, who is in Fort Lauderdale currently. Psalm 122 and verse 1. Let's see how David felt when they advised him, when they asked him to go to the house of the Lord. Psalm 122, start at verse 1.
The book of Psalm, chapter 122, and verse 1.
Read.
I was glad when they said unto me,
Read.
let us go into the house of the Most High.
So we are here in the house of the Most High. What are we here to do? Read.
Our feet shall stand within thy gates.
Read.
O Jerusalem.
Oh, Jerusalem. Read.
Jerusalem is builded as a city that is compact together.
So oftentimes when the Bible says Jerusalem, it may reference to the physical location. It may also reference to us as Israelites. Read.
Whether the tribes go up, the tribes of the Most High.
The tribes of the Most High. That's why you see that we call the 12 tribes on the four corners of the earth. Because the Most High will save all the 12 tribes. Judah cannot say, well, you know, I am the best one. Levi, you are.
And had a wall great and high.
And the kingdom of heaven, read.
And the names written thereon.
And the names that are on that.
Which are the names?
They are the names, read.
Of the 12 tribes.
Only the tribe of them.
Of the 12 tribes.
Only the tribe of Naphtali.
Of the 12 tribes.
Of the 12, whether it is for jokes, outside, we save all the family. Whenever there is issue, whenever there are issues among the body, we have to get together and solve those issues. Stop being individualized. Try to be Israelites. Whenever there are issues in the body, get together, call a council, and solve them. Read.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37 and verse 16.
Verse 15.
15. The word of the Most High
Yeah.
came again unto me, saying,
God commanded Ezekiel to do this. Read.
Moreover, thou son of man,
Yeah.
take thee one stick
He told him to take one stick. Read.
and write upon it
Yeah.
for Judah and for the children of Israel.
For Judah and the children of Israel, meaning that oftentimes when you see children of Israel, it is referencing the northern kingdom. Judah and the children of Israel. Northern kingdom, southern kingdom, and northern kingdom. Read.
His companions.
His companions. At one point, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, they used to stay together. Read.
Then take another stick
Then take another stick, read,
and write upon it
and write on that stick, read,
for Joseph,
for Joseph in the tribe of Ephraim and Manasseh, read,
the stick of Ephraim,
yeah,
and for all the house of Israel, his
all the house of
companions.
Israel, his companions. Meaning Ephraim, Manasseh, and all the other tribes that were part of the northern kingdom. Now let's see what he will tell them to do with them. Read.
And join them one to another.
And join them one to another. So for us to be coming out of this captivity, we cannot do it by only one tribe. All the 12 tribes have to get together. That's why you may hear brothers say only the Negroes are Israelites. It is not true. I'm going to say why it's not true. In Jeremiah 12 verse 9. Understand that as the people of God, we come in many shapes, right? Look at us here. We are in many shapes, right? Let's see what that says. Jeremiah 12 verse 9.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 9.
Read.
Mine heritage.
My heritage. God's people, read.
Is unto me as a speckled bird.
As a speckled bird. A bird that has many colors, right? This is what God says. Now, are we going to accept it or are we going to refute it? On my part, I'm going to accept it. This is what God says. Go back to where you were.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 18.
Read.
And when the children of thy people
And when the children of Israel, all the 12 tribes, read,
shall speak unto thee, saying,
and after, read,
wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these?
please tell us. Show us why you do that. What is the meaning of this? Because there, remember, with the Most High, there is always a meaning behind his actions. Read.
Say unto them,
Say unto them what?
thus said the Most High Power,
Yep.
behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim,
So Ephraim was the leading tribe for the northern kingdom. Read.
and the tribes of Israel his fellows,
Yep.
and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah.
The state of Judah, you brothers of the tribe of Judah, you have a responsibility. Remember, you guys used to be the head of the southern kingdom. In fact, when you read the Bible, when Moses was alive, we had two census. At first it was Moses and Aaron. During that census, Judah had more men. And in the Bible, the more men you have, the more land you have. Judah had more land than everybody. During the second census, with Moses and Eleazar, Judah had more men than them. That's why you see that oftentimes all the other tribes, they have a hatred for Judah. Yeah. What that hatred that you see that we have among us, it is spiritual. We from the Caribbean, they even advise us not to get together with Judah. There is a conspiracy against Judah. Guess what? The Most High knew this from the get-go. That's why God says he shall raise the trouble of Judah first, so that the other tribes will not amplify themselves against Judah. You are a head tribe. In the Bible, all the things from David had to be Judahites. Governors like Zerubbabel, Nehemiah, they were Judahites. So you guys have a great standing in the nation of Israel. That's why everybody is imitating you. Ask yourself, how come that the Caribbeans, they come to today, the next day they have their hat, they are turning their hat around. Like, once they come here, they are signing their things. Emulating you, because you are the head child. Read.
Say unto them,
Say unto them what? Read.
thus said the Lord God, behold,
Yep.
I will take the stick of Joseph,
Yep.
which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his
Yep.
fellows,
Read.
and will put them with him,
You will put them together. Read.
even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick.
And make them one stick. So this idea that only the Negroes are Israelites is not true. And with this, we are going to why we are here today. The book of Leviticus 23. Now, my brothers, the book of Leviticus 23, what does it tell us? What does it teach us? The laws, yeah, but what specific law? Leviticus chapter 23. When you read Leviticus chapter 23, so it is more about the ceremonial law. Leviticus 23 has all the feasts that are called high holy. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 23 and start at verse 39.
23, 39. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 39.
Read.
Also
Read.
in the 15th day of the...
Before that, start at verse 1 and then 39.
Okay.
Now remember, we keep putting the emphasis on feast. A feast is made for that, for rejoicing. Read.
Leviticus 23 and 1.
Read.
And the Most High spake to Moses, saying,
Saying what? Read.
Speak unto the children of Israel,
Read.
and say unto them,
Say unto them what?
Concerning the feast of the Most High.
Close. Read right.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and unto them,
Read.
Concerning the feast of the Lord.
No, you say only feast, not feasts.
Feast with an S.
Of course. So the Most High gave us many feasts. The captain was very right. I was just putting an emphasis on it to show you that God doesn't give us only one feast. He gives us many feasts. This is how special we are in the eyes of God. Of course, yeah. Read.
Which ye shall proclaim
He shall proclaim. Read.
to be holy convocations.
To be holy convocations, holy gathering. Holy means separate God. Go to verse 39. Let's see why we are here today. Today we are here to close the Feast of Tabernacles. This feast is very important. And I will go to you. Read.
Verse 39.
Read.
Also in the 15th day
Also in the 15th day, read.
of the 7th month,
Read.
when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Most High 7 days.
7 days. Meaning that for 7 days, you are going to keep this feast. All the feasts, each feast has its particularity. What you can do, what you cannot do. For the day of atonement, no eating, no drinking for 24 hours. You guys see the feast, the day of atonement? Yeah, because I remember what that. So during those 24 hours, we ate nothing and drink nothing, right? Yeah. Read.
On the first day shall be a Sabbath.
So the first day shall be for us a Sabbath, that is the day for us to rest. Read.
And on the 8th day,
also a day for us not to do any work for money. Read.
and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
The first day is the Sabbath, no working for money. The last day is also a Sabbath, no working for money. Read.
And ye shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees.
That's why you see that on your way. Actually, you brothers and sisters saw that on the way. I put some trees or some branches, right? So we try to keep that law to the best of our ability. In an ideal condition, we would be in a park. That's how we usually do it. In a park where everybody everybody gets together. But we cannot do it because of the time. So we try to do it to the best of our ability. Read.
Branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook. And ye shall rejoice before the Most High your power. Rejoice.
We shall rejoice. We shall be happy before of God. Read.
Before the Lord your God 7 days.
7 days. Meaning that we have 7 days of God. If we have 7 days to God, 7 days to feed food, what is the point of keeping Christmas? Remember, after on Friday, we are going to have a good feast again. Yeah, Friday will be a new. And after that, for Hanukkah, we are going to have a feast for Saturday again. So it's funny back to back. Guess what? That gives us this peace to exalt himself. For him to serve him, for us to serve him. This peace set us apart. Read.
And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. And it shall be a statute forever.
What does that say?
And it shall be a statute forever.
Only for 1 day.
And it shall be a statute forever.
Only for a year.
And it shall be a statute forever.
Only when people are children.
It shall be a statute forever.
So it is a commitment forever. Read.
In your generations.
Among our people, read.
Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
Yep.
Dwell in booths.
God says on that day we have to wear in tents. During that feast we have to wear in tents. Read.
7 days.
Yep.
All that are Israelites born.
So now it was specifically that it is only for the children of Israel. Guess what? You read small as we move along. Read.
Shall dwell in booths.
We should dwell in booths. Read.
That your generations may know
May do what? Read.
that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Most High, your power.
So what does that say? He says that you will keep doing this so that your children may know the marks that God does that to remind the children that we dwelt in tents when we left Egypt. That is the meaning behind the Feast of Tabernacles. Read.
And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Most High.
How about verse 44?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay, now, Numbers 29 and verse 12. Now, during the Feast of Tabernacles, we used to make sacrifices, right? But now we're doing sacrifice. Why? Why don't we do any sacrifice anymore? Simple. So how much are you going to see? No sacrifice. That's why that is Numbers 29 and verse 12 now. Numbers 29.
The book of Numbers, chapter 29, verse 12. And on the 15th day of the 7th month, ye shall have an holy convocation.
Holy convocation, separate Bible. Read.
Ye shall do no servile work.
Yeah, you see, now remember, this Bible, it keeps repeating the same thing in different groups. When you have a child, you keep repeating the comment to him. Why? So that you can instill that in his mind. Read.
And ye shall keep a feast unto the Most High 7 days.
7 days. Read.
And ye shall offer a burnt offering.
Yeah, in the old days we used to do sacrifice. Read.
A sacrifice made by fire.
By fire. Read.
Of a sweet savor.
Of the sweet savor. Read.
Unto the Most High.
Yeah.
13 young bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs.
So we didn't burn any lambs for the Most High. But what must we offer now to the Most High? Romans 12, start verse 1. Now, there is something that we have to offer to the Most High. That's what we have to offer. Romans 12 and verse 1.
Romans 12, verse 1.
Read.
I beseech you therefore, brethren,
Read.
by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies
We have to present ourselves. Read.
a living sacrifice.
What does that say?
A living
What
sacrifice.
does that say, brother?
A living sacrifice.
A living sacrifice. Read.
Holy,
Holy, set apart,
acceptable
acceptable. Read.
unto the Most High,
Read.
which is your reasonable service.
So now we have to offer ourselves as a sacrifice to the Most High. Now, brother, here we have to offer ourselves as a sacrifice to the Most High. That is sacrifice that we are offering now. Go back to Numbers. In fact, drop Numbers. Go to keep reading in Romans.
You want to go back?
Yeah, keep reading in Romans.
Yeah.
Now, the book of Romans. Who was the book of Romans? Paul was the book of Romans, right? Read.
Romans 12 and 2.
So now, it says the book of Romans. Is he talking to the Israelites that were in war? No, no, he was talking to all people who were in those areas. Read.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2.
Read.
And be not conformed to this world.
So God instructs us not to be conformed to this world. Read.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
So we have to change our mind. That's why we have to change our mind. See that issue that we have one for another, killing one another. Once you come into the truth now, I don't see the Bible as my enemy. I see him as my brother. I don't say, hey, N-I-G-G-R. I say shalom.
That's right.
And God. That this, see, this, the laws of God, once you learn them, they will change you. Psalm 19 verse 9. That's why when Paul, in Acts 9, you had Sister Dorcas that died, and they were showing Peter all the good things that she did. Peter had to pray the Most High to resurrect Sister Dorcas. In fact, Acts chapter 9, read verse 1. Remember, as disciples of the Most High in Christ, in Hamashiach, we need the sisters. That's why we have to teach them so they can get their mind right. Acts 9 now. Start at verse 1.
The book of Acts, chapter 9, and verse 3. And Saul, yet breathing out threatenings and slaughter against the disciples of the Most High, went unto the high priest and desired of him letters to Damascus, to the synagogue.
Verse 36. Acts 9, verse 36.
Verse 36.
Let's see what happened. Let's see one thing first. Let's see what did happen. Acts 9, verse 36. Let's see what that is. Read.
The book of Acts, chapter 9, verse 36.
Bible, book of Acts. Book of Acts. Yeah. Luke. They call it Acts of the Apostles. Luke, the physician. Read.
Now there was at Joppa a certain disciple named Tabitha.
Tabitha. She was a disciple. Read.
Which by interpretation is called Dorcas.
Read.
This woman
This sister,
was full of good works.
She was full of good works. Sisters, you have to be full of good works. When people are talking about you, they should be saying all the good works that you are doing in the temple. Like earlier, you guys were serving good food, which is good. Smart. That's a good thing. That's a good step forward. And as you are moving along, but as you are getting bigger, we will need more in the labor, because the Bible says the harvest is plenty, but the labor is not few. Guess what? As we are getting bigger, we will need more sisters and brothers, because no brother. Even Hamashiach, when he was on earth, he had disciples, correct? So this is like a one-man job. Read.
This woman was full of good works and alms deeds, which she did. And it came to pass in those days that she was sick.
She was sick.
And died. Whom when they had washed, they laid her in an upper chamber. And forasmuch as Lydia was nigh to Joppa, and the disciples had heard that Peter was there.
Now the disciples, when Peter was in town. Read.
They sent unto him 2 men, desiring him that he would not delay to come to them.
Read.
Then Peter arose and went with them. When he was come, they brought him into the upper chamber, and all the widows stood by him weeping.
Why they were weeping? Let's see why. Read.
And showing the coats and garments which Dorcas made while she was with them.
When she was alive, she made garments. That's why, sisters, if you learn how to sew, learn how to put garments together. And as you learn to do this, guess what? You make this not your own business. Like I was telling the elder, in Florida, these garments, we have a sister that does them for us. All we have to do is just give her the materials and pay her the money. That's it. Really?
But Peter put them all forth and kneeled down and prayed.
And pray. What did he say? Read.
And turning him to the body said, Tabitha, arise. And she opened her eyes. And when she saw Peter, she sat up. And he gave her his hand and lifted her up. And when he had called the saints and widows,
Yep.
presented her alive.
So now, that was his sister had good works. Peter had to come. When the disciples went for him, told him that the Tabitha was dead, he had to come to pray for the Most High to resurrect her. Brothers, the same way the sisters must have good work in the truth, we must have good works in the truth. Read, go back to where you were in the woman's. Brothers, these feasts, they are very important. Do not neglect them. Understand that we were not taught to love one another. When you read the Williams letter, what did William say? You have to divide them. Dapper skin against lighter skin. Tall against short. Old against young. God allowed them to do that because we stayed away from him. But now we are coming back. As we are coming back, we should practice Leviticus 19 verse 17 by loving one another. God says, do not forsake the assembly of ourselves together. There is power in gathering together. Did you know that? Because when we read the book of Acts, in the Feast of Pentecost, when our people gathered together, in fact, let's say, go to Acts chapter 2. Let's see what happened. Now, when you hear about speaking in tongues, what is speaking in tongues according to the Bible? You know the language? Okay. What about you?
Yes, it's speaking of another language that we ordinarily don't speak.
What about you?
I would agree with both of them because first, when I used to do in church, always they use that kind of confused all these things that you speaking another language, speaking that, but just confused. But until I got to the truth, I really didn't know what was going on.
What again? Are you from here or you are from another country? Yeah. That's what that's it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that 2 and 1?
Mm-hmm.
The book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Yep.
And when the day of Pentecost was fully
So
come,
the day of Pentecost. The day of Pentecost is also called the Feast of Weeks. Read.
they were all with one accord
Our people gathered together in one accord, with one mind. Read.
in one place.
In one place. Read. Like we are gathering today. Read.
And suddenly
And suddenly, read.
there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind,
Read.
and it filled all the house where they were sitting.
Read.
And there appeared unto them cloven tongues
Yeah.
like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them.
Yeah.
And they were filled, all filled with the Holy Spirit,
Yeah.
and began to speak with other tongues
Other languages. Read.
as the Spirit gave them utterance.
Yeah.
And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews,
Yeah.
devout men
Development. Read.
out of every nation under heaven.
Our people got from all over the globe. They got to Jerusalem. Read.
Now, when this was noised abroad,
Mhm.
the multitude came together
Yeah.
and were confounded,
They were confused. Why were they confused? Read.
because that every man heard them speak in his own
They
language.
heard that the disciples were speaking the languages that those people speak in their respective areas.
Mhm.
Like you actually read. Read.
And they were all amazed
Mhm.
and marveled,
Mhm.
saying one to another,
Yeah.
Behold,
Yes.
are not all these which speak